All right, let's roll our wheel for Thursday's 13 list.
13
Roll
list
around,
is
roll
here.
around, re-roll around. It's
I
a
transferred it last
accurate
night.
metaphor simile.
Okay, so
Oh, it rolled again.
you can
We're
call it
rolling
kind
it
of
again.
a
Whoops.
U.S. city. Why is that?
I think
It
I just
fell
pressed
off?
it by
Damn,
accident,
wheel
so it
fell
rolled
off.
again. It's still
Fell off
accurate
its
metaphor
spindle
simile.
again, did it? Okay,
You're good to go.
I hate that. So, yeah, the wheel falling off a spindle is a metaphor, isn't it? So yes, we're going to talk about 13 music cities, and I guess we would call it, say, North America, because almost all these are Americans, and a lot of them have a claim to music city, and we can talk about the first one on our list. Number one is Nashville. In fact, Nashville actually calls itself Music City. Mostly known for country music, but thanks to one person in 1966, Bob Dylan started recording there full time. He recorded his next 3 albums there, including Blonde on Blonde. And if you want to hear, there's a guy named Charlie McCoy, and he's on like every track on Blonde. It's a double album, by the way.
Yeah.
He's either playing bass. Charlie McCoy is such a good studio musician. He played bass and harmonica on the same song at the same time. So Charlie McCoy, I might have got his name wrong. Charlie McCoy, star, as I'm concerned. But Nashville,
Star is
their
born.
baseball team's called the Nashville Sound. Sorry. So Nashville, right in the middle of Tennessee, smack dab in the middle of Tennessee, right at the foot of all the hillbilly music you can ever find from Appalachia. So they became like a centerpiece of the country music nation. The Grand Ole Opry's there. They used to have to put their rubber stamp on every country music star, and people like Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash didn't fit in there. So we'll get to that later. Number 2 is New York, and the kind of rock and roll a little bit. Mostly New York is known for music. And what music would you associate with New York City?
Harlem.
Yourself.
House.
Yes. Harlem, huh?
Yeah,
Like
that was the
the
big.
Apollo?
That was the
That's-
big
yeah.
house music thing. It was the Harlem Renaissance.
Right on. Yeah. Rap again. But the original music Broadway became known for is Tin Pan Alley, and by extension Broadway, of the songwriters like Gershwin
that is true,
and
yeah.
Irving Berlin. Irving Berlin and Gershwin weren't writing songs for you and me. They're writing songs for Broadway plays because those things made them money. And customers going through the door created money for all these composers, and it became known as Tin Pan Alley. Later known as the later Tin Pan Alley was the Brill Building, featuring Carole King and her husband Jerry Goffin, Neil Sedaka, among others. And then, of course, New York became later known as punk, and I guess rap also, as you
Lots
say.
of music
House music
movements in New York.
very local. Yeah, house music's very local, but you would think about punk. You would have to think about the punk and new wave movement, New York City, Talking Heads, Blondie, the Ramones, the New York Dolls, Velvet Underground, all of them in New York bands. There's dozens of others, of course. Number 3 is Chicago, and of course, you think about Chicago, there's only really one music you think about, and that's the blues. And you just name, of course, all these people are not from Chicago. They moved there because they wanted to get the hell out of Mississippi.
that's where they got famous, in Chicago.
Yeah, they got the hell out of Mississippi, and they started the blues in Chicago. You had Muddy
What would
Waters,
you
Howlin'
call
Wolf, Willie Dixon.
the music movement that was in the musical play Chicago?
That was Broadway. That was softening the blues. Anything Chicago is a play, though, right? I mean, there's a band
Yeah, but I thought
called
it
Chicago
featured
too.
music
right?
that was popular in Chicago. I don't know.
There's every type of music is popular in Chicago. Rock and roll, jazz. In Chicago for the blues. The Blues Brothers movie, in fact, was all Chicago. Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, Willie Dixon, Buddy Guy, Big Bill Brosney, Johnny Lee Hooker, Sonny Boy Williamson, Otis Rush, all Chicago, all at the same time. That's why Chicago is known as the blues. Memphis is one of those cities. You could make a case for just about everything, but I'm going to say rock and roll, rhythm and blues, soul, and country, really.
course.
Johnny Cash Johnny Cash got to start there. Ike Turner, B.B. King, Elvis. So Elvis started there, got his start there, and got his end there. That's where he said goodbye to everybody. So Memphis, right there on the Mississippi River, is basically the cross section of the all music. And so since Johnny Cash got his start there, along with Elvis, you can't do much more than that. And Ike Turner and B.B. King. All right. And I'm not Roy Orbison, right? Jerry Lee Lewis. Jerry Lee Lewis is rockabilly even, right? Rockabilly, you could even say. Number 6 is Los Angeles. What kind of music is... When you think of Los Angeles music, who would you think of? Like, I'm thinking classic rock. I'm thinking... Who would you think of?
Motley Crue?
That's a good one. That's mid...
Okay, I'm
that's
trying to think
mid-80s
as old as I
glam.
can here.
That's mid-80s glam
Smith,
rock.
was that not LA? I don't know. When I think of LA now, I think of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know if they're classic rock. But they have a lot of songs about California. So.
That's a pretty good. I would even call Red Hot Chili Peppers a whole category called Topanga Canyon rock. Like it all came from one little area in Los Angeles. You had you had the Doors, the Eagles, Jackson Browne, the Byrds, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and of course later you had the Doors were the start of progressive rock. So you can't ignore that fact. You couldn't ignore the fact that the Byrds invented not only folk rock but country rock. So the Byrds are a very influential band. So that's what Los Angeles.
You
is
also
known
can't
for,
forget about the huge West Coast, East Coast stuff, right? With the hip hop, right? Snoop Dogg,
right,
Kendrick Lamar,
right. The rap thing is kind of the same as all kind. Everybody has a rock band from their city, right?
Or even their town, right? Yeah. Even their town, like
the East Coast, West Coast thing is very specific. It's very specific. Again, it's specific to rap. You could put rap on all of these, by the way. I skipped right over. That was number 7. I skipped over.
There's so much music cities that all music genres can have been influenced there, basically. Multiple.
I skipped over this one, but I'll make this one number 6 and make Los Angeles number. They're not in any specific order of importance or anything. Number 5 is Seattle. Do you have? Of course, you would know. What type of music would you associate with Seattle?
Grunge.
Garage is right. And plus hard rock. Don't forget Heart is from there, and also Jimi Hendrix. So both of them are in the.
But did they get famous in Seattle? Is the question, right?
Well, Heart did. They got out in Vancouver, which is close enough, right?
I mean, it's across the good old Niagara Falls, I guess.
No, Niagara Falls is in New York. No, it's
Toronto.
just across a border. That's all. Yeah, Toronto is near Niagara Falls, but it's not.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to think of which Canadian city was across Seattle, like in that way. It's Toronto.
I could have included Vancouver, but I can't think of a whole enough famous people from there. But anyway, Seattle, known for, of course, hard rock. Before it was known for grunge, you had actually Queensryche, also from Seattle. But you had Jimi Hendrix and Heart. And then when the grunge thing broke out, every record executive in the world went to Seattle and signed a band. We had Soundgarden and Alice in Chains were around before that. Nirvana was the what do you want to call the launching point of the grunge craze, and Pearl Jam, Screaming Trees, everything that came from Seattle was just called grunge. Slap a label on it. We're fine with it. Don't tune your guitars. That's overrated. Number 7, Boston, hard rock, and the Boston Pops. Don't forget classical music is a thing. But the city of Boston, what do you think of in Boston? What band would you think of? It's a tough one. It's a toughie. What band do you think of when you think of
That's what I think of. I don't know.
Damn, that was a tough one. These are really some real posers here. They make you think. And of course, the Boston Pops, classical music. Boston, before there was rock and roll, had themselves to go. And then you also knew you knew Arthur Fiedler, and he's always on TV. So Boston Pops, I knew what that was when I was a kid. Maybe nobody knows or cares anymore. I originally remember it. Other bands from Boston include Aerosmith, The Cars, Jay Giles Band, all from Boston. There's dozens of other bands that just, very lively club scene in Boston. There always will be. Number 8 is Austin, which is the creation of the outlaw blues. You get people like Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Billy Joe Shaver. And then you really had kind of like country blues, which is what ZZ Top is. I would say ZZ Top started as country blues, and then they turned into a commercial pop group, which was unfortunate because they had a really good guitar player, but they went for the easy money, started making novelty songs, which is, okay, Weird Al's got competition. But anyway, Austin, Texas, known to this day for actually a pretty vibrant music scene. So at least there was the last time I was there. So to me, it was outdoing a lot of other cities like New Orleans. Number 9 is New Orleans. They're known for jazz, of course. If you know anything about New Orleans, it's a jazz city known for jazz. My experience is there. If you want to hear some good jazz, you got to go far, far away from Bourbon Street. Bourbon Street's a bunch of clubs that'll just get you drunk and make you buy $5 shots, and maybe they're $20 now. Who knows? But stay off Bourbon Street. It's a waste of time. Go to the side streets, find them blues clubs, go to the gay section. There's usually better musicians there too. It's weird how New Orleans works, but most of the Bourbon Street, they just party time. But anyway, New Orleans jazz, you have people like Louis Armstrong, Al Hirt, Harry Connick Jr., Dr. John Baptiste, the band leader for, he's not anymore, but for Stephen Colbert. He's got a new band later. But John Baptiste, the Marsalis family, if you know Brandon Marsalis, Wynton Marsalis, their father, actually John Baptiste's father, he's part of a big jazz family. So New Orleans and jazz they just kind of go. You don't even have to really think about it. Was it invented there? I have no idea, but hey, New Orleans and jazz go together. Number 10 is Detroit. You would know Detroit from Motown. You would know them for soul. You would know them for hard rock. And you'd probably know them for punk. Detroit kind of a vibrant scene. You had the Jackson 5.
Yeah.
Of course, all the Jacksons, really. Janet Jackson.
All of them were there.
Stevie Wonder was there at the start. Smokey Robinson was there at the start. Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye started as a drummer and songwriter for Motown, turned into a superstar. MC5 was probably one of the first punk bands. Yeah, you got the MC5, one of the first punk bands. You've got White Stripes from Detroit. Alice Cooper cut his teeth in Detroit, I believe. I'm not even sure about that. Who else am I missing? I guess not anybody else. Number 11, San Francisco. What music do you associate with San Francisco?
Nothing. I can't think of a single band from San Francisco.
Psychedelia is what I associate it with, and Americana, because your bigger bands from the San Francisco are the Grateful Dead.
Okay.
Grateful Dead, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Big Brother and the Big Brother and the Holding Company featuring Janis Joplin, and of course the Jefferson Airplane. All legendary San Francisco bands, and I do
legendary
believe isn't that where Metallica is? I'm pretty sure Metallica is originally from San Francisco. I think they moved south, but I'm not exactly sure about that. You might know more in their biography than me. Number 12. This is a town where you think of Southern rock. You got to go to Jacksonville, Florida, for the home of the Allman Brothers, Leonard Skinner, Blackfoot, 38 Special, and Molly Hatchet. There's where your Southern rock was launched. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers from a little bit south of there in Gainesville, but again, they cut their teeth in Jacksonville clubs along with Gainesville clubs. And again, some of their members were just hanging out in Jacksonville. So a lot of Jacksonville musicians actually did move to Los Angeles to help form other bands. Like Bernie Ledden, who's from Jacksonville, helped form the Eagles. So the Eagles, one of your Los Angeles bands known for Americana rock, yacht rock as we now call it, Hotel California, right? Started in Jacksonville. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, again, one of the best bands, maybe the American band, if you want to ask me. And number 13,
one,
last but not least,
American is Tom Petty.
Exactly, Tom Petty. one of the hardest taskmasters too, just like the James Brown of white people, right? Anyway, number 13, Toronto. Toronto. We had to go visit our neighbors east of the border in this case, because they're actually east of Detroit, a little bit north of Buffalo, I guess. But anyway, Toronto. Our neighbors to the north, they come in with a really impressive resume. You have Rush, of course, if you want to talk of progressive rock, Americana and hard rock. And if you want to talk Americana, the band that invented Americana is The Band. The Band, featuring Liv on Helm from Arkansas, and the rest of the band was Canadians that they didn't form in Toronto. They formed in Toronto around Ronnie Hawkins, who was from Arkansas, just like Liv on Helm. Liv on Helm stayed with them basically for the whole time they were the band. Robbie Robertson was their leader. He brought them on board with Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan made them famous, and they took off from there. Anyway, other bands from Toronto: Steppenwolf, Born to be Wild, hello. Guess
Born
Who?
To be
The Guess
wild.
Who? The Guess Who? Magic, yeah. Bachman Turner Overdrive, among others. Hundreds of bands from Toronto. And again, people like Neil Young and Joni Mitchell cut their teeth in Toronto. Don't forget that. They may have been, Joni was from way out in the prairie, and so was Neil. Neil was from Ottawa, not Ottawa. I want to say not Calgary. What's the other city out there? Way out there, you know. Canada's like that. It's a long ways between
Calgary is
cities.
pretty out there.
But, yeah, but it isn't Calgary. It's name a friggin' Canadian city. Anyway, Toronto
Quebec?
is where all got together and all these people. No, it's way out west.
Way out west.
Quebec
Not Toronto.
is right,
We already talked
Quebec
about
is
Toronto.
a half-hour ride. Quebec's about an hour ride from New York City. It's not way out there.
Wait, Vancouver
think.
is next to. Is the one
Vancouver's
that's
a
next
big
to
city
Seattle.
right on the coast. Winnipeg. He's from Winnipeg. Anyway, there's your
Winnipeg is
list.
in the east, not the west.
No, it isn't. It's in the west.
I'm literally looking at a map of Canada right now. It's next to North Dakota. I mean, I guess that's not the east.
West. The west, as I said, the west. Everything that's not Ontario and Quebec is west. That's west of
I would
Quebec.
say that's the middle, but okay.
Ontario takes up a lot of space. Look at the.
I guess it's west of Wisconsin, so fair enough.
Okay, let's have a semantics argument now.
No, I was just confused because I was just confused because I was like, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that's west. That's all. That's fine. Continue.
Done.
I was just trying to help you think of the name.
Done. Video though, I think. Yeah, I did. You owe me a something or other. I forgot.
I owe you a simile or a metaphor. Yeah, music in cities is a lot like the culture of the place. You know, why were there blues in Chicago? Well, you gotta be there. You know, you had to be living in Chicago. Why were people making music about?
Go to Chicago in February. They'll do it. Go to Chicago in February. You'll have the blues in spite of yourself. Try walking on the street by Lake Michigan. There you go.
Why was grunge in Seattle? Well, you tried living with 80% rain every day. No. I think yes. Right. Did you not mention Cuba at all?
That was in my hurricane report.
Yeah, because I would think. I'm sorry, not Cuba. Sorry, Miami. I would think there was a lot of Latino music in Miami, and also EDM. EDM has there's a lot of huge EDM festivals in Miami. So I hear. I've never been.
But would you consider Miami the center of any type of music? I wouldn't.
Yeah, I would say it's probably the center of American Latino music, Hispanic music. I think.
Well, that's legit, but I can't. Gloria Estefan.
It's not your genre. It's fine. I was just asking.
Miami Sound Machine.
I think that's a good indicator. You go to a town, you see what music is playing in that town, and you can probably figure out what kind of people are there. Like, oh, they're all playing country music. I'm leaving. This town's racist.
My thing with Miami being the center of any kind of Latin music sounds America centric because it's not true. Right?
I'm not sure. I was just asking.
Yeah, it's like people from another region moved there. I think American music is rock and roll, jazz, right? Definitely not classical, but rock and roll, jazz, the blues, soul, R&B. All this stuff is American. It's not like, oh no, here it comes. You know, you can definitely name all kinds of American, South American cities that have a cultural.
Brazil probably has a huge music scene.
But
you just don't know about
that's why North America, and again, Havana probably is a very active music scene. But let's not pretend I know anything about it. So
yeah, I mean, you could also name other places in the whole world, right? Like Japan. A lot of people go to Japan.
That's why it was North America. It's continental.
Yeah, I know.
North America. I did not include Hawaiian music for Honolulu or whatever they play in Alaska. Okay, there you go.
They play in Alaska.
Sorry, Honolulu.
Husky howling music. Oh.
Sorry to leave you out, Hawaii. Malikalikimaka. That means Merry Christmas.